Welcome to the deep dive. Diving into this material you shared with us is fascinating. A discourse on Advaita by an Indian spiritual teacher. Clearly, you're interested in going beyond just the theory and actually experiencing the state of non-duality, right?
Yeah, definitely.
What I found really intriguing is that he offers these 3 pillars, practical steps towards Advaita: authenticity, gratitude, and silence.
Yeah.
Almost like a roadmap for the journey.
Absolutely. It's not just about understanding the concepts.
Okay.
It's about embodying them, weaving them into the fabric of our lives.
Exactly.
And that's where these 3 themes become so crucial.
So let's start with authenticity then.
Okay.
I was really struck by how this speaker critiques the formality that we often see in modern life. He doesn't just say it's superficial. He argues that even genuine rituals
Right?
can become empty if we rely on them as a substitute for true connection.
Yeah.
Like he uses this example of greeting someone with folded hands if your heart isn't in it. It's just a hollow gesture.
It makes you think about all those times we go through the motions, doesn't it?
It does.
The rituals, the polite conversations, the roles we play.
Yeah.
Are we truly present or are we just performing?
Yeah. Are we really there?
Yeah.
And he even challenges us to reconsider our relationship with nature. Like he talks about picking a flower and asks,
Right.
if we truly love the flower, would we pluck it from its source?
Yeah.
It's a powerful question
It is.
that makes you reevaluate, your actions and their impact.
This is where the path to Advaita begins, with that deep, heartfelt presence
Yeah.
in every aspect of our lives. He even suggests something as simple as lying on bare earth
Oh, wow.
to reconnect with nature, to literally ground ourselves.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then there's this story about the sign he put up in his garden.
Oh, yeah?
People could pick flowers for any reason
Okay.
except religious offerings.
Wow.
It's so counterintuitive. It really makes you question our assumptions about rituals and devotion.
It's almost as if he's saying true devotion isn't about blindly following rituals,
Right.
but about cultivating a deep and respectful connection with everything around us.
I see.
Yeah.
That emphasis on genuineness seems to naturally flow into the next theme, gratitude. The speaker is adamant that our constant focus on what's missing, our endless complaint,
Right.
actually blocks our spiritual progress.
And to illustrate this, he shares the story of a Jewish mystic who, burdened by suffering, begs God to let him exchange his woes with someone else's.
Wow.
In a dream, he's directed to a specific place where everyone will be trading their burdens.
Okay.
Imagine his eagerness to finally get rid of his troubles.
Oh, yeah.
He finds people from all walks of life, kings, beggars, everyone carrying these heavy sacks filled with their sorrows.
Wow.
But here's the twist. When given the chance to swap, everyone chooses to keep their own burdens.
Oh, wow, really?
This story speaks volumes about our attachment to suffering.
Yeah.
It's as if we identify with our pain, clinging to it as part of who we are. And that, the speaker suggests, is precisely what keeps us trapped in the illusion of separation.
He compares humanity to a child hiding behind a bush, longing for its mother's comfort, yet refusing to come out.
Right.
It's a vivid image of our resistance to surrender, to let go of our self-created suffering.
In the context of Advaita, this clinging to our individual suffering reinforces the sense of separateness.
Right.
It's only through gratitude, through acknowledging the abundance in our lives,
Yeah.
that we can begin to loosen the grip of this illusion.
So we've explored authenticity being truly present in our actions and interactions.
Yeah.
And gratitude shifting our focus from lack to appreciation.
Right.
Where do we go from here?
Well, from this foundation of genuineness and appreciation, we move into the realm of silence, the third pillar, on our path to Advaita.
Okay, silence, it's so elusive in our modern world. It
Yeah.
almost feels like a luxury, something we have to carve out time for, fight for even.
But the speaker argues that our lives are so saturated with noise,
Yeah.
both externally and internally, that we've lost touch with that natural silence that's always present.
Right.
It's like we've forgotten how to listen to it, to tune into the subtle symphony of existence.
He points out that even the sounds of nature
Yeah.
contribute to a deeper silence, It's not the absence of sound, but a different kind of silence, a presence, a stillness.
Right.
It reminds me of those moments when you're out in nature
Yeah.
and everything just feels so peaceful and still, even with the birds singing and the leaves rustling.
He tells this captivating story about a king
Oh, yeah.
who enters a forest where 10,000 monks are meditating in complete silence.
Wow.
and the king is absolutely stunned by the quiet. He's so used to the clamor of his court that this profound silence is almost a shock to his system.
It makes you wonder what we're missing out on, right?
Yeah.
By being constantly bombarded with noise, are we drowning out something essential, something that could lead us to that state of Advaita?
He also challenges us to consider the noise within our own minds.
Right.
That constant chatter, the endless stream of thoughts and worries,
Yeah.
can be just as deafening as any external noise.
And to illustrate this, he compares speech to telegrams.
Okay.
Back when every word costs money,
Yeah.
people were so mindful of what they said.
Right.
He suggests we treat our words the same way, recognizing that they have a cost too, our energy, our life force.
It's an intriguing thought, isn't it?
It is.
To be more conscious of the energy we expend through our words.
Yeah.
To choose silence when it serves a greater purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the practice of mindful speech, where you pause before you speak, considering the impact of your words.
And there's that story he shares about asking a friend to speak only when absolutely necessary.
Okay.
The friend later reports that he realized how much of what he said was actually superfluous.
Wow.
It's such a simple experiment, but it really highlights how much we speak without thinking, without real intention.
But isn't there a danger in taking this idea of silence too far? Don't we also need to use our voices to connect with others, to express ourselves, to create change in the world?
That's a great point. I don't think the speaker is advocating for complete silence all the time.
Right.
It's more about cultivating a deeper awareness of when to speak and when to hold back, when words are truly necessary, and when silence might be more powerful.
It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where our words become an expression of our true selves, rather than just filling the space with noise.
Right.
And in the context of Advaita, that inner silence, that stillness within, is crucial for dissolving the illusion of separation.
So we've journeyed through these three pillars: authenticity, gratitude, and silence.
Right.
It's like a recipe for Advaita, isn't it?
It is. He even uses a beautiful analogy to describe this process.
Oh.
He compares it to making bread.
Okay.
We gather the ingredients, authenticity, gratitude, silence, mix them through practice and contemplation.
Okay.
And finally, we must eat the bread, fully embody these qualities in our lives.
I love that analogy. Yeah. It's not enough to just understand the concepts we have, to live them, breathe them, make them a part of our everyday experience.
And that's where the real work begins.
Right.
It's not a passive process. It requires effort, intention, and a willingness to challenge our habitual patterns of thinking and behaving.
But the rewards, as he describes them, are immeasurable. He talks about experiencing a level of peace, joy, and freedom that transcends the limitations of our ordinary ego-driven existence.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, the unity that underlies our perceived separateness.
Right.
And that recognition, that shift in perspective, can be profoundly transformative.
So for our listener, this deep dive has offered a taste of the wisdom contained in the speaker's discourse.
Yeah.
But it's just a starting point. There's so much more to explore in the source material, to ponder, to put into practice. Feels like we've only just scratched the surface, right?
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
The speaker doesn't offer a quick fix, but a path, a way of being in the world that leads to the experience of Advaita.
And he's very clear that it's not always easy, right?
No, he doesn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
He acknowledges the challenges, the resistance we're likely to encounter as we try to integrate these qualities into our lives.
It takes work.
It does.
But he also emphasizes the profound rewards.
Absolutely.
It's not just about intellectual understanding. It's about a lived experience of unity, of peace, of a freedom that transcends the limitations of our ego.
He uses this beautiful metaphor of a drop of water merging with the ocean. The drop retains its individuality while becoming part of something vast and infinite.
Yeah.
It's a powerful image of how we can experience the fullness of our individual selves while recognizing our inseparable connection to the whole.
So for you listening to this deep dive, I hope this has sparked a sense of curiosity, you know, an eagerness to delve deeper into the source material and to experiment with these practical steps towards experiencing Advaita.
What stood out to you the most from our conversation?
Well,
what resonated with your own exploration of non-duality?
For me, it's the emphasis on practice. It's not enough to just think about Advaita. We have to embody it, make it a part of our everyday lives, you know? Those three pillars: Authenticity, gratitude, and silence. They're not just concepts, they're practices, ways of being that can lead us to that experience of unity.
And it's a journey we can all embark on regardless of our background or beliefs.
Right.
It's about stripping away the layers of conditioning, the illusions of separation.
Yeah.
And revealing the truth that lies at the core of our being, the truth of our interconnectedness, our unity with all things.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to embrace a little silence ourselves.
Yeah.
Let these insights settle in, marinate in the stillness.
As you go about your day, remember the journey to Advaita begins with a single step. And that step is always available to you right here, right now.
Please like, share and subscribe.